Welcome. This is week 7. This is going over Tuesday, September 17th homework solution. Here the ask is to solve the equation and determine if it has one infinite or no solutions. We have number 1 here. Our first step is always to rewrite the equation, draw the line straight down. Okay, we see a parenthesis on the left hand side, so we're going to distribute to get rid of it. 7 times 2 and 7 times 5x. Let's simplify that. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 5x is 35x. We saw that there are some like terms on the right hand side, the 2 here as well as the 12. I didn't highlight that for you, but the 2 and the 12 here are like terms. They belong to the number family without the letter. So, 2 plus 12 is 14. We notice that there is a it looks like this. So, subtract 30x to both sides because you're trying to, there are two variables. There's a variable on the left and the variable on the right. Doesn't matter which one you move. It is best practice to always move the smallest variable. 30x is the smallest compared to 35x. That's the reason why I subtract 30x. The right hand side, that cancels out. On my left hand side, that becomes 5x. Subtract 14 to both sides. The 14, subtract 14 on my right hand side becomes 0. The 5x on the left hand side just comes straight down. We have to isolate x, so we divide by 5, cancels out. X equals to 0. So here you would say this has one solution. A lot of students say this is no solution. Does not work. X does become something. X is equal to something. X is equal to 0. Therefore, it's one solution. Number 2. Rewrite the equation and draw the line straight down. We see the parentheses, so therefore we have to get rid of that first. So negative 7 times x and negative 7 times negative 5. On my right hand side, it simplifies to negative 7x, and negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. I see some like terms on my left hand side, 10x minus 3x. Those are my like terms. It is in blue. That simplifies to just 7x. I have a negative 7x on the right hand side and a positive 7x on my left. The best practice is to always get rid of the smaller one. So what is the inverse or the opposite of subtract 7x, which is going to be plus 7x. So you're going to add plus 7x to both sides. On my left, the right hand side cancels out. On my left hand side, 36 plus 14x. 35 comes straight down from the right hand side. Subtract 36 to both sides, subtract 36 from both sides. A lot of you are like, wait, shouldn't I move to 35? No! Remember, this becomes a two-step equation. You're trying to get the side that has the variable alone. So you're trying to get rid of the stuff on the left-hand side. So there's no reason for you to move the 35. Subtract 36 to both sides, subtract 36 from both sides. 36 on the left-hand side cancels out. Bring down the 14x. On my right-hand side, 35 subtract 36 becomes negative 1. You see how there's less stuff on the side with the variable? That's how you know you're doing a good job. There's a 14 in front. That is going to be multiplied to the x, so you're going to divide by 14 to both sides. 14 over 14 cancels out to make the number 1, leaving you with an x on the left-hand side. On my right-hand side, negative 1 divided by 14 is just negative 1 over 14. Okay, this is a one solution because x is equal to negative 1 over 4. Number 3, rewrite the equation and draw the line straight down. We see a parenthesis on the left-hand side, so it's going to be negative 4 times x added negative 4 times 3. The negative 4 is distributed to both terms inside the parentheses. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. That is just the distributive property at this point. On my right-hand side, I see some like terms. The negative 7x plus 3x. Okay, I didn't color. I was supposed to color code it, but I don't think it went through. So this is the first term, and that is the second term that are like terms. They both belong to the x family. Okay, negative 7x plus 3x is negative 4x. Watch, my left-hand side and my right-hand side are identical. Therefore, we would say this has infinite number of solutions. It has infinitely numbers of solutions because the left-hand side equals to the right-hand side. Number 4. Rewrite the equation and draw the line straight down. On the left-hand side, I see a parenthesis. Therefore, we are going to distribute. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. Okay, on my right-hand side, nothing happened to it, so we bring everything down. Negative 32, bring down the 2x, bring down the other 2x. We see some like terms on my right-hand side. 2x plus 2x, that becomes 4x. I see a 4x minus 32 on my left-hand side, and my right-hand side, I also see a negative 32 plus 4x. They're the same. A lot of you don't believe me, they're the same. Look, 4x, 4x minus 32 minus 32. Okay, look at the shapes. The left side equals to the right hand side. Therefore, that's a infinitely number of solutions. Right hand, rewrite the equation and draw a line straight down. This one's pretty brutal. Okay, negative 2 times negative 3x and negative 2 times 7. That is what the distributive property is. Okay, simplify. So negative 2 times negative 3x is positive 6x. Negative 2 times 7, negative 14. Okay, there are some like terms on my left-hand side. Negative 20 plus 6 are like terms. They belong to the no variable family. They're called constants, if you want to know. Negative 20 plus 6 is negative 14. Okay, bring everything else down. Okay, you got to keep track of everything. Okay, and we have a negative 8x on the left and a 6x on the right. What's the smallest variable? Negative 8x is smaller than 6x. So we're going to do the opposite. Ooh. Uh-oh. I did an extra step here. I did it else. I made a well, I didn't do a mistake. I just moved this, the 6x, so I subtracted 6x. We're still going to get the same answer, but this is longer than normal. Okay? Watch this. This gets me a negative 14x. Okay? I'm going to add 14 to both sides. That cancels out. You see you have a negative 14x equals to 0. Divide by negative 14x, you still get x equals to 0. If you want to see the other way, I think I have a pen here. Yeah, so watch this. Let's say I had this line, okay? Six x minus 14, okay? And you add 8x, you would still have gotten negative 14 equals 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14x minus 14. Okay, then you're going to add 14, You still get 0 here equals to 14x. See, this time you're going to divide 14. Divide by 14. You see the last step is the same. It's just the signs are different. You dealt with a negative 14 on the other side. This time you deal with a 14 on this side. Okay, doesn't matter. You still get the same answer. Oops, sorry. 0 divided by 14 is still 0. Okay, you see how you get the same answer? It's just you're more likely to deal with the negative. That's the reason why you don't move the. That's the reason why you move the smallest one, so you could avoid negatives. Okay, I move the bigger one. I move the 6x. That's the reason why I came up with a negative. Okay, the negative 14. I still get the same answer. All right. One solution. X equals to 0 is considered one solution. Number 6. Rewrite the equation and draw a line straight down. We see, please understand that there's actually a 1 in front here. You don't really write it, but there's actually a negative 1 in front here. So, distribute negative 1 times 3 and negative 1 times negative 6x. On my left-hand side, negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 times negative 6x is positive 6x. We subtract 6x to both sides. We get, those both cancel out. You get a negative 3 on the left, and you get a 5 on the right. Okay. This should be a 5. When is negative 3 ever equal to 5? Never. So we say that is no solutions. Okay. So there you go. Those are your homework solutions for Tuesday, week 7, September 17th.